Good evening, everyone. How you doing tonight? Welcome to the North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal Project. Sorry about my little delay. My internet's a little slow with this laptop. So that being said, glad y'all can make it tonight. And we're going to have Kathy Westerman in the as my guest. So that I'm gonna go to the comments section and see who's in the comments. Where's my comments? She's a researcher from Florida. She's got a lot of good evidence. There we go. Steve, Nana, Lori, my wife, Al, and so far that's what we got in the chat. All right. We're going to bring her right now. Here we go. Hey, Kathy.
Hey there, how are you?
How's it going?
It's going good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm glad I could have you on tonight. It's an honor to have
I'm
you.
glad to be here. My first
first time.
interview.
So, hey, how bad can it be? It's like talking to your friend, that's all.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good show.
Hello,
everyone. Hello, everyone, for stopping in to seeing what's going on over here in Florida, Central Florida.
So yeah, like real quick, like when I had my first interview with Wes Germer back in 2015, 2016, I was nervous as a racehorse, and he told me the same thing. He just said, think about having a conversation with your friend and you're just talking and shooting shit, and you'll be fine. So that's what I did.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. So wherever you want me to start, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I talked a mile a minute, but it came out okay.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid I need to slow down and just go slow.
That's what.
But I live in Central Florida. I've been living in the same home. I am butted up to the Ocala National Forest, and I've been living here since 1985. That's my son was born in 84, so we moved here in 85. And I still live here, same spot, same forest. I have a lot of wild animals in my own backyard, but I go farther out to the forest to do my research.
Nice. So you've been there a long time, and like I mentioned with you before in the pre-interview, like you were there before it got really major developed. Like before all that major development came in place, you were there before all that. So it was heavily wooded when you first moved there for a good couple of years, right?
Well, it's actually pretty heavy wooded still. Like I'm butted up to the forest, and I can go. The neighborhoods are all the same. What's happening now is in my neighborhood, they are building homes like crazy. They are, but like I'm butted up to the forest, so they'll hopefully leave that alone. But there are some houses going up now, and there are taken down. Just the other day, a whole entire lot was taken down, wooded, nice little wooded area, gone. Sad. I hate to see the trees go away.
Sadly,
hey,
yeah.
I got my team on here, by the way. Kudos to my team. If it wasn't for my team, there would be no us. Yeah. There would be no us without our team, without my team.
Let's get into how everything started. Like what got you into this?
Okay, let's do that. That could be a long story, but I'm going to go ahead with it now.
Go ahead.
I always believed in Bigfoot. I never had anybody really to go out with into the woods because nobody really wanted to go, and probably they don't believe like so much like I do, but that's fine. But I did have a couple friends that go with me. We didn't go far into the woods, just far enough. And then I met Jimmy Barr and his buddy Bobby first, and they were real helpful. If it wasn't really for them, I wouldn't have my area because they live a couple hours away. At that time, well, Bobby lived a little bit closer, but Jimmy lived a little bit farther away. But getting together and everything is kind of hard. So they told me where this area was. We were on the phone. Me and Jimmy were on the phone together, and he was telling me. I was trying to get the coordinates of where he was telling me to go, and so I finally found it and looked around and thought, oh, this is really neat, And so that has been like my area ever since. And then I can't remember about that photo, if I got the photo before or after the handprint, but Bobby told me you got to go back in there because he was in there as well because he lived a little closer. That was his area, and
Mm-hmm.
he tried to cast it and didn't come out. And he goes, "It's still there. You got to go back." So I went back and I did cast it, and I think it came out pretty good. Cliff Brockman actually, I went to a conference with it, and Cliff Brockman actually asked to have it, and he took it because he wanted to make copies of it. So he thought it was really good, and he took it and made copies. He made him some copies, and he made me 2 copies and sent me the original back. I had the pleasure to go squatching with Connor, but anyway, that's way in the future. And then in the meantime, I meet. I have nobody to go squatching with at all ever, and I met Lisa. That was the first team member because we met. And we went out a couple times and went a couple times more, and we're still all here. And then Pam came on board, and then Amanda came on board, and then James came on board. I took a couple other people out, but as the team is stuck together, and some people went off and got their own thing going on, which is perfectly fine. And then we just started going out and out, and then I used to be a paranormal ghost investigator like 8 years ago, like a while back. So I have still some actual equipment that I have and that I kept and I actually use out in the field too. And Amanda came on board. Now Amanda likes to go out at night, so she has us going out at night now. So that's pretty fun. And we also went on a little camping trip. Uh, Lisa, myself, and we have Roseanne. She, like we call her Red. She comes out once in a while too. She's part of the team as well. Everybody has brought stuff to the table. Everybody, we really all get along and we really have a good time when we go out. But they all came along. So now when we go out into the woods, we go out and we keep walking. The problem is we keep seeing stuff. So you keep walking and walking and walking. And then one time I got lost last weekend. And I was scared. I was, oh my God, do I have enough water? Things go through your head. But we have a lot of fun. And when I first started, like I say, if it wasn't for Jimmy and Bobby, I probably, wouldn't even be out there, I don't think, really. And then the girls came along. And then James, he's a guy that lives in my subdivision. And Amanda lives down the road in Ocala. And when I met her, so sometimes at the spur of the moment, when you just want to get out and go, you call them up. Hey, you want to go in the woods like with that video that whatever happened that the cam caught on there, call them up. We got to go back out there. We got to check it out. We got to make sure. We got to look around because that's how you get to the bottom of things.
Right.
And then
Absolutely.
I can't say enough about my team because sometimes we try to make it to where we all can go out together, but sometimes, that doesn't work because everybody lives far away. So we try to do the best we can. And I like to go out. I try to go out every weekend just to try because now it's kind of getting rainy season in Florida. In this area, the water, the rain, the roads, you got to have a 4x4 anymore to get out sometimes because the puddles, not because the whole place is underwater, just the roads. Gotcha. But then I love structures, and I was I believe I was with my friend who is scared to death of the woods, but she loves nature, and she is amazing. Well, she was amazing. She passed away. But anyway, she was with me the day I said, I promise we'll just stay on the path. I said, we won't wander into the woods. She goes, okay. So she was with me this day when I saw a structure and I got a picture of it. And this is my guy right here. Can you see him? You got the picture too, don't you?
I got the picture. I'm going to show it to everybody too. So
yeah, I was just taking a picture of the structure, and I got home and seriously, I had taken a lot of pictures that day of different structures because I just think it's really neat because sometimes they're just like entangled, twisted, clipped on, and it's just not natural. I don't know what's doing it, but it's just not natural. So I got home and I looked at that picture and I'm like, that's a bunch of greenery in there, and there's a dark spot. Either that's a stump or it's something in there. So I cropped it the best I can. And I use a camera. I don't take myself. Sometimes I don't take my camera if I'm quick trip or at night because I don't want to lug the thing around at night. But normally I take my good camera because I'm a photographer. Like on the side, I aim to frame photography. I'm not active. I don't go get paid to do stuff because I'm too busy in my life and everything else. But anyway, so I got home and I saw that and I cropped it and I saw that. So it took me. I had to go back. I had to find the spot, and that's the important thing. Is I had to find the spot where I took the picture. It took me, and this is no lie, 5 months to find the picture. And because I knew the area that it was in,
Hmm.
but the angle, couldn't find the angle, couldn't find the exact structure that I was looking for. 5 months. Took a friend, Margaret, lives up the road. She's a northerner. She comes down and back and stuff like that. So I took her out there. I said, I have to find this. You're gonna have to help me, Margaret. You're gonna have to help me. We walked up and down, and she says, Kathy, you're standing right by it. I said, what do you mean? She goes, turn to the left. So I turned at a different angle and I found it. I was just turned, I was just supposed to turn a little. Everything else I was like looking straight in, and I turned. And so I have a picture that I sent you because I circled the branch, because after 5 months that structure changed. There was one thing that didn't change though, was one of those branches. You can see it, and you can see some other ones too. But the structure did change. I went in there, and another tree, like a tree fall. I would think it was a tree fall because it had these branches sticking out that
Right.
looks like it's coming from the tree, but it's actually behind it. Because
Hmm.
I walked in there, and also there's two pictures. There's one, the original, the circle branch, and the other one, the circle branch. But if you can look real good, I'm sitting in that picture. I'm sitting in there. You can see my head.
Oh wow.
And yeah, if you look at that picture that I sent you,
That
you
is zoom
can,
in
the
on
second one, just look real good and you can see my teeny tiny head in there. Well, it's not so teeny tiny, but
that.
but but it's in there. And so I had to take that picture because I just wanted to show, then we went in there, and I do have it all on my YouTube channel of the recreation day. That's the name of it, the recreation day. Because I had to find that spot. I wasn't going to be happy until I found that spot. And then so when I found that spot, I went in there. There was no stump. There was no palm fronds that died or nothing. There was nothing there. There was
Yeah,
nothing. So
I can
that was
see your.
exciting. So then I thought, well, then maybe I really did get a picture or something. So then I went out and had a copyrighted just because I was all excited. So that's
No,
it. I did that. Hi, everybody. I can't read all these comments and talk at the same time. So
no,
hi.
that's okay.
Oh, there's Pam. Yeah, Connor recreated it too. Yeah, I brought Connor came out and I took him there, and he recreated it too. So he thought that was pretty cool. It was really fun to go out with him. Yeah,
That's like recreating like how like back in the day when Finding Bigfoot came out and like Bobo would go out and recreate like standing next to a tree and they're like, oh, it was a lot bigger than you, Bobo. You're like, damn, if it was bigger than Bobo, it had to be seriously big because
yeah, that had to be
Bobo was a
serious
big,
stuff.
pretty husky dude, you know.
I do, and I'll tell you, my team, they'll we go through the thickest of stuff. We never we end up we sometimes we're on the trail, but we always, you see one thing, you got to go check it out, then you got to go check it out. And I personally, now there's a team member, Lisa, she actually saw one crossing a road when she was driving, and behind her she saw it crossing.
Right.
And so she had saw that. Pam, we just see it in pictures and stuff like that, but we all bring stuff to the table. I have a wonderful team, I really do.
I'm gonna share your real quick. I'm just gonna share it to the chat right now. I'm
Okay.
gonna share your YouTube, your the one that says the deer, the what's this on the deer camera. So everybody look in the chat. Next comment I made is that the link to your YouTube channel if anybody wants to check it out and subscribe and show your videos because you got a lot of good stuff. I mean, you
I
have
do
really
have
good.
a lot of videos.
That's good though. The best thing you do is boots on the ground video footage of stuff in the woods and like you try to recreate things to see if you can try to mimic something and you can't. That just goes to
The
show you.
vocals that we're starting to get, like, we
Yeah,
are so excited about that. We really are, because it's more it's more like a vibration. It's just so different. I'm a hunter. I go out in the woods. I have a quota. I sit in a tree stand from 7 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock in the afternoon, all day long. I have a double tree stand, so it's like a apartment. I bring everything up there with me, and I sit all day. And I'll tell you, it's nothing I've ever heard. It's like a vibration. I have a video on that too on the YouTube. They can hear that whenever.
really.
Yeah, it's like a vibration. I never heard anything like it. And then the one time we were out there, one went off in front of us, and one went off in back of us, and one went off to the side of us, and one went off to the other side of us, and it really is like to me, I feel like it goes off at a certain time. Like I feel like it started happening at, I would say, anywhere between 7:30 and 9, because I feel like I didn't hear anything after 9. Now I might have, but I don't. I feel like it's in that time frame that, and even on my other spot, I have 2 spots. I call one Kingdom and one Bigfoot World. And Kingdom, I heard 2 vocals for the first time over there, but the other one's starting to get pretty vocal. Something's vocal. I never heard anything like it. And I even went to look at the bear sounds on the internet and listen to every sound a bear make, because I don't know every sound a bear makes. So I had to look it up. And I didn't hear what we heard at all.
Absolutely. I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna share the picture that you sent me just to get everybody in the chat.
Okay.
Just show that the one pic that you sent me, because it's, I mean, it's freaking awesome. I mean, and then I'm gonna show the picture of the thing that I showed you. What I told you, I was like, remember what I said? What does this look like? And I'll
That
see
thing
what
is weird. I don't know what that was.
about it. Okay, so can anybody see that? Can you see that face under the branch? Perfect brow ridge, perfect eye socket, nose, head, all that.
That's my favorite picture in life.
That's
It
pretty
really
awesome.
is.
That's pretty big.
I made a t-shirt. I made the team some t-shirts, so when we go out, we try to wear that. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's a clear as day shot right there.
Well, that's my favorite picture. I couldn't even believe that day. I couldn't even. I remember that day. I remember sitting in my chair on the computer and push the chair back. Oh, that one. Yeah, that guy's weird.
Right? That is this right here.
That's what it is. They're alive.
Looks exactly like a Yoda. Look at the ears on the face and all that. Al's in the chat. Type in what you think that is, because I remember you had a name for those kind of elementals in the woods. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I mean,
I really don't know what that is. And that, like I say, that was from a video. So what it was is I was looking through some old videos and stuff like that, and talk about oh yeah, I will. I do have to talk about that. And yes, I will. And but like I said, I was looking back at the video and it just threw out my face. I'm like, wait a minute, what is that? And I froze it and sent it to Lisa and the team, and they all helped together and put it together, and then snapshot it and send it back. So we don't know what it is, but that was, we went back and we tried to recreate that, but the river changed so much with the water levels going up and down that it was extremely hard to find that. Extremely hard.
Oh, absolutely. Here's another one real quick I'll share with the audience. Look at those eyes.
Kingdom. That's where it got a kingdom. And you know, I have I gotta tell you about those pictures. Yeah, there's a structure.
That is a freaking asterisk. I've never seen. That's huge, especially to be in Florida that big. I mean, that's insane. People can't do this. People don't have the strength to take these trees and make them look like that, broken. One of them looks like it's about 20 inches around, circumference, the diameter of it.
I take a lot of structure pictures, and on my on our Facebook group page that we have, they can go to all my albums. Like, I make albums. I don't just take 3 or 4 pictures, because I take several. I stay out there for hours, and we take several pictures. I take several pictures. So it is on Bigfoot World, Cryptids, and the Paranormal of Central Florida, my Facebook group. You can go look at all my pictures are there. That's where they are. All my videos there too.
It's a wood nymph.
There was something I want to talk about. Unless you had something else, I want to talk about those ties.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about that, because that's strange. It's just strange. So can I talk about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so my husband told me that I better take these orange ribbons out there, because I was going to be out there in the evening, and I know we had to cast a footprint for Pam. So I knew we were going to be out there for a while. And he goes, you better bring these orange, ties and put them on the tree so you don't get lost. So I had my GoPro on my chest, and I videotaped myself putting those ties on, like wrapping around just like maybe once. I wasn't like tying them because I wasn't putting them out there for, oh, let's see if something moves them. I truly wasn't. I was putting them out to see so I don't get lost. All right. So that was Mother's Day. We put him out there. Pam was with me at that time and her husband. We put him out there. So we walked. I did on 6 trees and we left. All right. That was Mother's Day. I went back with Amanda. I believe it was the next weekend. If it wasn't the weekend after, it was the weekend after that. It's all dated in my computer though. But anyway, I didn't notice anything because I wasn't looking at the ties when we were there at night. We were just there watching and listening and just listen to vocals and bipedal movement and everything. And I noticed in the video when I was going back to do the GoPro video, I noticed that the ties were moved. They weren't how I put them, and I couldn't believe it. I had to go back to the footage on the computer, look that up, and watch myself put it around the trees. I put it around every tree 6 times, and they were moved. So the little ribbons that were around the tree got moved to a stick sticking out that tree.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 or 4 of them. I believe there's 3 or 4 of them. Can't remember if it's 4 or 3, but it's one of those. And they're all moved. They're all off the tree that I put them on the same tree, but on a stick leading out from the tree. So I thought that was really odd. And then I can't remember, I was looking at footage or what have you, but I do remember looking at footage and the 2 last trees, there was 2 little trees like this. They were together. They were like kind of over like this. And I walked on the outside of it. So I put the tag on the outside of those 2 trees. And I noticed that 1 tree was down. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know that I didn't put a tag on a tree that was down. I know I didn't. And then I had to go back out, went back out. And I noticed something when I noticed that tree, those 2 trees, they didn't fall down together. They fell down separately. One is I believe it's pushed this way, and the other one's pushed this way. The tag was still on that 1 tree, and then so we're looking at it. I got pictures and video of that too, and then we left. Came back another time because I visit here often. And that tag that was on the tree was on the ground in half. It was in half. It was on the green in half. So I took that and I put it in the middle of where the trees fell, and it's still there. Nothing's touched it. And then I did the peanut butter thing. I said, okay, I'll try it. So I put the peanut butter out there. Nothing messed with it. But the one day I went out, I looked at it. The lid was off. The peanut butter was gone. And there was nothing in it except there was a little fingerprint like this, like a swipe. You could see it's like a little pinky, and you could see the nail. It was kind of like that. And you can even see it swipe, like you can see little pieces of hair and everything. Like you can't see the hair, but you can see where the hair would have swiped it, type of thing.
That's wild.
And on the lid, nothing was like scratched. Nothing had bite marks.
So it had to have a hand to put that lid off, obviously.
Yeah, because it was on. So I put another one out there. We'll see what happens. And then I met I'm so bad with names. This is terrible. But we just have a lot of team members, and they're really, it's great to be with them. They really bring a lot to the table. All of them have experiences. All of them have different intuitions and do different things. And it really, I learned that being quiet sometimes nothing happens. Which when we're usually talking amongst each other and stuff, that things really happen.
Now, have you ever encountered anything like with any negativity, like growls, bluff charges, like rocks getting thrown at you, anything like that? Because I honestly think you and your team probably have good intentions, so I don't think you get that negative advancement from them that they would do towards people with bad intentions in the woods.
Yeah, no, I haven't had anything that I know of personally in our group. We haven't had anything thrown at us that I know of. Nothing thrown at us. One time, Amanda and I, we did hear the bipedal movement. So we did hear that. That was at night. As for growls, there might be one on one of our audios, but like I didn't hear with my own ears. But we've heard chatter. on the place I call Kingdom. We've heard chatter, and then we've heard chatter at night at Bigfoot World. Not a lot of chatter, just a little bit, but we haven't had really any negativity. But there's a spot that I go to, on my one spot that I go back farther, and I noticed it twice in there. I get like I feel a little bit dizzy or whatever. It's just some kind of weird feeling back there. And that's where I got lost. I just got lost. I went back there and got lost. I couldn't find the, and I know where the trail is, but I couldn't find it. We really wound up walking way more than what we should have. But I want, now it makes me want to go back and find the trail, because every time I go in that area, I get like I gotta sit down, like I've got to leave. I don't know why. I don't know why in that area.
Might be an area near a portal where it's draining your energy. But there's a question from Al. Can you see it?
Oh no, what's it say? Question: how long has she been dealing with this family? So I started with them and the Bigfoot world. I started with them, I believe, 3 years ago. So I've been visiting them for 3 years. And oh, and I'll tell you, I want to show you what I got. This is a handprint. Now, defined as in fingers, not so much. But let me try to get this. So this is the handprint. I'm gonna put my hand up so you can kind of see it like that. There you go. Can you see it? Wait.
Yeah, it's like a huge
palm imprint. Okay, there. That good?
Yeah,
right, so that's that. But I want to show you like the palm. See?
Yeah, that's a huge palm.
Look at that.
You can see that. Yeah, the
that's my handprint that I got. This is what Cliff Barackman. Yeah, Cliff Barackman. He took this with him on a plane, and he made himself copies, and he made me copies. But this is my jewel. This is my handprint. And I gave Connor a copy too. And I got a copy for Bobby, because if it wasn't for Bobby, I wouldn't have that handprint. Gotta give kudos to where kudos are due. Let me see.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the first one, unarmed. Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I'm never armed. I know I should be, but
yeah,
I've been walking in these woods since 1984. Now when I hunt, yeah, of course I got a gun then, but I don't.
You know what's out there. I mean, sometimes it's safe. It's better just to have something for like the you got the cats, the bear, the wild hogs. Wild hogs tear you up. So that's the
luckily, there's no hogs in the area that I visit. There are no hogs there. There are hogs in other parts where I've been out here in the forest, but this particular area has no hogs.
Maybe they eat all the hogs.
Huh?
Maybe they're eating all the hogs out there by you.
Well, it's just like in this particular area, there's no like walk to a water source in 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? They like the mud and all that. There's not there, but there's other parts that are there that's loaded. But I will tell you, my team members protect me from all the wild stuff. They take care of me that way. Some have machetes, some have knives, some carry, but that's fine. I can't hardly work a computer. Can you imagine me trying to hurry up and get a gun out? I'm scared to death. No, might as well just run.
You've noticed like some vibrational stuff, haven't you? Like you said, felt like your chest was vibrating like a speaker at a concert.
No, what I meant by that is the vocals, like what we're hearing, that is like a vibration. It's so hard to explain it. It sounds vibrational. I mean, that's the only way I can explain it. Like that sounds like a It's not like a animal, like a coyote or like anything, or like a grunting of a pig if there was pigs out there, but there's no pigs out there. But even raccoons and stuff like that, I know what they make, because I have raccoons in my own yard. But it was like a vibration. Like I got them, on the YouTube, I got some, you can hear it. Oh, Pam thinks I'm sensitive and picks up on stuff. And so does Amanda. She's always telling me I don't use my intuition, because there was just like, we were out there one night and it got kind of weird with running dogs at night. Never heard hunters run dogs at night. I've never heard such a thing, but I guess they're running for raccoons. Well, I felt like we had to get out, because I felt like it was too much people, too many dogs. It was making me nervous, because I worry about the people more than I do the animals, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And as soon as I said, we got to go, I felt horrible. I said, we have to go. And so as soon as we got out to the car, here comes a load of 5 trucks, stop right where we are, let all their dogs out. So
Oh,
my
damn.
intuition there told me, time to go. So,
So, got another question for you.
sure. Oh, we got
This
a
is
question? Okay. Is it skunky cheese drink or big? Well, I'll tell you, I'm just so used to saying Bigfoot. They're probably skunk apes, but I just use that verbiage.
yeah.
I just use that verbiage. I believe they're like anything, like the deer. We go hunting up in Nebraska and the deer are huge. The
Mm.
same thing with probably Bigfoot. They're not as big. I'll tell you. Oh, did I send you that picture with I sent it to you. It looked like a black thing. I believe that was one of the ones I sent to you. I got to tell you about that. And Pam and then my team that's out there, Lisa, anybody, if there's anything I'm forgetting, you better tell me because you know me. Um, it's
Which
a
black?
black, and it looks like it's half taken up the whole area. What that was, is that the one? No, that's no, that's my other little guy that sits in the other little place, on Kingdom. This was a big black, like you can't really see it, but black and a little bit of greenery.
That's a huge face right there. Look at that
Yeah,
face.
that was at night. That's from Tim
Night vision
T. I
shot.
sometimes I have questions and can't figure stuff out, so I do contact Tim T. And he's very helpful.
I
And
got
he did that.
blocking the
Yeah,
camera
that's the
shot.
one. Let me tell you about that.
Is
Let
that
me
a
tell you
Bigfoot
about that.
blocking your camera?
That right there was funny because that was an amazing day. So that's off the cam. Okay, that's high up in a tree at that point, and I was going out there with Amanda, and I telepathically let them know I'm coming. I always tell them I'm coming. I'm coming to visit you. I'm bringing trustful people. I always talk to them. And I said, if there's any way you can, show yourself anyway, whether it's in anything, show yourself tonight to us. That was that. Going down the road, talking to them like that. She got a phone call. So I know where I am. There's no service. So I had pulled over. And that was at 6:30 that I pulled over or something like that. What it winds up being, we finally get out there and I said, well, let me go, change those cams out real quick. And I put the cams, changed them out, got home, and that thing was in the cam. So I don't know if it really did show itself some kind of weird way. And that's from the cam. I have no clue what that is. I tried to recreate that. So I went back out there and I was putting my hand up because, okay, then I thought it was a bear, but that doesn't look like a bear to me. But I tried to put my hand because I'm thinking, well, my hand did it because I was switching out the cam. So my hand rubbed up really, close to the lens, but I couldn't make it happen. I couldn't make it happen. I don't know what that is, but all I know is that thing was high up on the tree. Like a bear would have to be standing up because I put it high up because, so now I put it way down low. I moved it low because of what happened with that video with whatever that was. And to me, it looked like it was rowing.
That's another thing I want to show everybody your video, the one that you sent me that to share, the one with the whooping going on, like you have to put earphones on to hear the whoops and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
And
that's the vocals.
so I'm gonna play that. That's gonna take about 2 minutes. So I'm gonna play that and then so I'm gonna mute my mic and mute your mic, and then I'm gonna play this video. So I'll be
Sounds
right
good.
back. Okay. All right, and I'm getting ready to mute my. Bear with me, folks. All right, I'm gonna try this again. This isn't working. Stop screen. Now I'm gonna share the screen. Share it. Chrome tab. Lots of whooping going on. Share. Here we go.
Wow. Man, turn it on now. Yeah, baby. Thank you. Yes. Wow. Thank you. I heard it too. Ooh. Ooh. Go. I heard that. Wow. Wow. Hey guys, thank you. When there ain't no eagles running around right now. Thank you. Wow.
Pretty awesome.
Oh, there I am. Yeah, that was fun. That was I was gonna say. Oh, I got to give kudos to my girl out in Arizona. She's Native American descent, and she takes a and Miguel. I have two that really look over my photos a lot because I just don't have the time to do it, and they do it on their own time, and I love them for it. And so I send a batch over to Meg, and she looks through them and she finds it. Now that last picture that you saw in that video,
Mhm.
that was in Silver Springs by the swamp, and I have
Oh,
no clue
wow.
what it is. All I can tell you is I see ears and energy, like looks like it's coming out of its mouth. But to me, it looks. I could be wrong, but it looks like, um, Kathy, do they get? Okay, that's a good question, Steve. I'm going to answer that in a minute. But what I was going to say, I just feel like energy is coming out of that. So I don't know what that is. But Meg and Miguel, kudos to you guys. Thanks for helping me out. It's a team effort. We have a big team. We have people that aren't here physically, but in the background doing things. I have Joe and Kathy. They are the ones that did that video to where on the cam they slowed it up and lightened it. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have that because I don't have that stuff. I don't have that, but I reach out to them and they help me with that. So kudos to them too. But what you said about the smell, so that's the funny thing. Never, ever, except for one time, and that was recently, have I ever smelled them. And I will tell you, I did smell a skunk, and I smelt it three different times. It wasn't continuous smell. I was walking down to go in my area, and I looked at James, or who? Yeah, it was James. He was with me, and I said, "I smell a skunk." And I've never smelt this. Never, never, never smelt a skunk anywhere. The whole 3 years, ever smelt nothing that I've been doing this. And then it went away. And then I was in
Mhm.
the area and I smelt it again. Went away. And then I walked a little bit more and I smelt it again. And then I didn't smell it the rest of the time. And I looked around, of course, I didn't see anything. That's another thing about seeing them and about different ways people do have experiences. I believe you got to be the chosen one. I really do. I really do. I mean, I think I'm chosen for what they give me and how they give it to me. If
Yeah.
someone gets to see one and saw one in their life, I feel like they were chosen to. That's just the way I feel. I feel like they're live, and I like we were talking pre-show. Paranormal does step into this somehow,
Yeah.
some way. There's energy involved,
It's
and
all
they
connected.
are,
It's all connected.
yeah, they're big creatures. Can you imagine the energy we have as humans? Can you imagine?
Yeah. If we could learn to harness that energy like some people can, I mean, we'd be, unstoppable.
And I believe, I don't know if it's a photographer thing in me. I don't know, but you know, I just believe, I feel like when I take photos, like they show themselves to me in that sort of way. If I had Now, we were out the other day. We were out, and I saw something with my eyes this time, and it was so weird because it was not that far, but it was far enough to where it was with my own eyes blurry. I don't know what it
Mhm.
was. I don't know Rebecca was with me. That's the name I was thinking about. Sorry, Rebecca. But Rebecca was with me. I took her out for 2 times so far. She's a nice person. And I said, Rebecca, what is that? You see that? It's something black. And with my own eyes, it was blurry. So I said, well, let me get my camera. I'll get my camera. And so I got my camera. I take a lot of pictures, a lot. And I take manual. I shoot in manual mode, and I could not get a focus with my camera, period, at all. As hard as I tried all the settings, I tried everything. I got a blurry picture, and I could not believe that I could not get a focus on that. It would not focus. And I even told Rebecca, I'm like, man, this won't focus. This won't focus.
Wow.
I
Now,
couldn't believe it.
have you ever seen anything besides the Bigfoot in your area? Like besides like that little thing that kind of like the gremlin, gives
No, with
Yoda.
my own eyes, nothing. It's always how I feel. Like, I'll tell you though, when something comes around, like,
Yeah.
oh man, my hair sticks up straight. Like, if something comes around, my hair sticks up. We have the meter, the EMF meter. It goes off like crazy. It went off like crazy at the night. At the same time the EMF meter went off, the REM pod was going off. That's when James took a picture, when the
Mhm.
REM pod was going off, and you have huge orbs. It was not a night that was misty or anything like that, but there was huge orbs all over. And then the next frame, he took a picture when the REM pod went off, and absolutely nothing, no orbs. But we didn't see the orbs with our eyes. It's always in the pictures. We hear stuff. Sometimes we hear stuff, but there's a lot of animals out there. There's bears. I have that cam low. Back to the. Sorry, I'm jumping around. I got to go back to the tags for a minute. I wanted to make sure a human wasn't changing my tags and taking them
Right.
off the tree and putting them on the little branch that they were on. So I went and got a cam for the simple fact to put it low on the tree to see
Yeah.
if a human was walking by. So I figured I'll get their feet. Worst case scenario, well, I got a nice big old bear coming up to it, and a cute little deer
Right.
coming up to it, and a raccoon. But what happened was it went off one night, and something went off in the bushes, and you'll probably, I don't know if you can show that or what have you, but that was crazy. But so now I'm thinking, maybe because I had that cam so low, maybe that's smart to put the cam low. So I took the other cam and I got it low. You know what else I did? I did what my friend Lisa did, and got a cam that has I can hear stuff, like it has MP3, MP4, whatever it's called, to where it
Right.
has it has a microphone, so I'll be able to hear. See, I could have missed something by not
Right.
having that. I
It'll
probably missed
take
something because you hear it, you see it. So I don't know if we
audio.
have that footage. Question: when does she have more success? I'll tell you, that's a good question, Al. Um, we've had stuff happen in the day with the chatter, and the meters going off like crazy, and the night too. And some nights we go out there and it all stops, like about 9 o'clock. Now, probably if we weren't so old, we might stay out there a little longer. It might happen after midnight, but we stayed up to midnight, and it seemed to all slow down about 10:30, 11. Especially the vocals. To me, the vocals only went off. Yeah, it's see, like Pam says, both day and night, because we've had stuff happen in the day, and we like to walk around too. We do like to walk around and look at these structures, because I am telling you, you go look at some of those pictures. they're just
Yeah.
they mean
They're like
something.
they're interwoven together. Like you
Yeah.
can't replicate that. You can't take that and like
I just can't imagine that being done over time.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine that being just perfectly done like that over time. And you know what
Yeah.
my dream is? I'll tell you what my dream is. Even if I don't ever see a Bigfoot, like with my own eyes, my dream is to catch them making a structure. That's my dream.
Yeah. That'd be
That's
a
my
good
dream.
catch.
That's my
Good
dream. So
catch.
then I got all excited when I saw that when the cam went off in the bushes where it looks like to me something is literally throwing, like it reminds me of a little baby one, like a little juvenile.
You know
Like it's
what? That could be a juvenile. Let's take a look at that. How about that?
yeah,
Let's have every. I'm gonna mute you
yeah,
and mute me, and I'm gonna
yep.
play the video.
Yeah. Yeah, so what we did is we went back, James and I, because I couldn't stand it. I'm like, we got to go back. I didn't see it. I didn't see any broken limbs, but I really believe that it was taking it, and because I just feel like when I stopped the video, I saw the end of the branch, like it was broke off, like it wasn't whole, and I just feel like it was just throwing it like that, just even it. Because if you look through the other hole down here, you see
Mhm.
movement there, like the branch heaved so hard, like it went through there.
Yeah.
But now that happened on July 24th.
Oh
Now I went
wow.
back on August 11th. So in between them times, if it was the little babies moving things, they could have moved it, took it with them. I don't know. I don't know. Just not there.
What's
But there
great
was
was
little
they had
imprint.
cover. They had good cover because the tree that was there behind is about that big around,
Yep.
and it was about maybe 4 to 5 foot up, but they were right behind it enough to where it was kind of giving them cover, whatever was doing it, so it was keeping them camouflaged from being
Yep.
seen, which is awesome.
And I
You
really
know?
believe that cam being low on the
Mhm.
tree, like at the base, versus being high, with them being camouflaged right there, because that was palm fronds right in front of them. There was some kind
Yeah,
of tree behind them. That's where they were, between the palm fronds and that tree. And all that coverage, and that tree is set back.
yeah,
And then if you look at that, when you go back, if anybody looks at it, you can see my tag hanging on that pine tree. You can see my little orange, those little orange tags. I did not put them out in any other reason that to not get lost in the forest. And I come back and they're all over the place. Thank you, Pam. That was one of the best things. We got to hopefully get something else with my new cam. My new cam just came in today. So I'm pretty
nice.
excited because I
What
want to
kind of
put it
camera
out there.
is it? Like a night vision,
It
thermal?
is night vision and sound. Like my friend Lisa on our team, she has one that has sound. She put it in my backyard because she likes the wildlife, and she
Mhm.
does have a YouTube channel, Treasures and Adventures, and Bigfoot something. She just changed it, but she has that, and she wanted to do some animals in my backyard. But when she played hers back, she had sound. I'm like, wow, that's cool. I don't have sound on mine, but I probably missed something by not having sound. So I ordered one that was sound just to check it out. Oh, and
it's like
something else on
journey.
the other area that I found, I was
Mhm.
with Pam in the beginning when I first met Pam and her husband Aaron, and I had this little area, like a little area that I found, and there was like structures and there was imprints, and it was kind of like my other area, Bigfoot world.
Mhm.
So what I did is, I used to be a ghost investigator, so I have dowsing rods, and I only really use them for people that have passed on, moved on loved ones, want to know answers, and I use them. I keep it very private, very simple. I don't talk about it. But
Right.
I decided I'll take my dowsing rods out there just for the heck of it to
Mhm.
see, because I felt like this area was bigger. I really felt like it was bigger than what I was
Mhm.
seeing. So I took my dowsing rods, and you ask the questions. Can you, yes or no? You say what's yes, what's no. You get the answer. Then you have to ask permission. I always ask permission. Can I douse here? Yes or no. And if it says yes, yes is usually crossed for me. Yes is crossed. No is like that. I don't know is like that. But so anyway, I said I could. So I said, okay. I said, lead me the way. So my dowsing rods turned. So every time my dowsing rods turned, I followed. Do you know what it brought me out to? It brought me out to a path that was so wide and
Really?
long and never ending. There is so much here that I haven't even really touched. How touched the most of it. We're so much as like I took Connor there, and we went back, but when my team was me, Lisa, James, and Pam, and I believe that's who was with me that day. But we took a path. We went off the path, and
Mhm.
there's so much. We found a hole, a big, huge, round, sunken in like a deep, sunken
Right.
in hole. Like animals will go down there, and we have to go like back there because there's so much. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And there's a lot of places in the forest
Do you
that I
think
go
it might
to.
be like a almost like a kill lair, like where they dump their bones of
Well, I don't
different.
know. We haven't really found anything like dead like
Mhm.
that. But I will tell you one thing. One day I went out to Bigfoot World, and there was a bunch of hawk feathers. I mean, they were all over, two piles. It was a hawk, and it's on a video and a picture on somewhere in the YouTube. But there was two piles of them, and I told James, "So look at that. There's no bones. There's nothing. It's hawk feathers, and they're a predator." So I'm like,
Mhm.
that's kind of strange. So this and that, and never thought anything of it. Went back. Every single feather is gone.
Wow.
There is not one downy feather left. Nothing. Cleaned
Maybe
up.
they were left for you as a gift, and you didn't take them, so they took them
That's what
back.
and I think you might be right, because let me tell you something. Ever since I've been doing this, I've had found feathers beyond feathers beyond feathers. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you, not at one time, just like going out, like
Yeah.
was telling Lisa, I believe it was Lisa, I just had
Oh,
a
yeah.
dream of a
Yeah.
black feather going into my area, look down on the ground, a black feather. Like I find feathers, like, and I really believe you might be right on that, because I
Yeah.
wanted
They're
to pick them
gifting.
up. I wanted to
Feathers.
get them, and they were
Feathers are
gone.
gifting.
They were
Feathers are
gone.
known for gifting from them. I got a question from Al.
Okay. Have you ever found a boneyard or deer dead up in trees? I have not. Now I will tell you, I went out to the green swamp and I found a whole bunch of bones. But let me tell you, them people that are hunting, that's their bones. That's what they
Mhm.
do. They clean them, they dump them way out there. Oh boy, I found bones. I'm a hunter. I don't particularly do that, but I know what they do.
Right. They're
And
poaching. What they're doing, they're poaching for the meat, and that's all they care
and
about.
then and
Even
also
the
they clean their deer legally. When they get their deer legal, there's a campground, and
Mhm.
most likely because Florida, you can't leave meat and get rotten. So most likely they hang them from a tree like we do, but we do it at the house.
Mhm.
And they clean them and take them out in this one spot and dump them. And that's what they do. And oh look, because it's not that far off the beaten
I
track.
got you.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that feathers, man. There was two piles of one looked like maybe a baby one, maybe one was an adult one, but I was so upset that I didn't get those feathers. I really wanted to get those feathers. I couldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're welcome. I mean, I look up in trees. I look up more now in trees than I did before, because you never know what's up in a tree. And I'm the guilty one. I need to be looking up more, and I'm not. But I'll shut up if you have any more questions.
No,
I
you're
hope
good.
Hey, listen team out there, if I missed something, tell me.
No, you did great. I mean, we're at 55 minutes, so we're almost at an hour. And like I said, it goes by pretty fast, you know?
Yeah, that was fast. But there's just so much. It's just so much. There's a couple areas I go to, like this one area. It's hard to get back there now because that's where I got that weird creature that we don't know what it is, but it gets real flooded back there. Like it's a real skinny path, and you can drive. I have a 4-wheel drive, but it happens to be my husband's truck, and I don't want to tear it up because you know what I did. So I have a red, white, and blue lifted Mustang, and I took a couple people out in that and squatching and stuff. Marie Dumont and Lisa and Pam and everybody. We all took a ride out in it. But the problem is I don't want to be that loud, not loud sounding, but loud looking. But that my son, jacked it up, and it has mud tires, and you can go out there. That was the only thing I could really get out there with. But you know what? I bought a little Ford Ranger now, so a little used Ford Ranger probably needs some work, but at least it's a 4-wheel drive, and it was cheap, and it gets me out there without being.
That's pretty gnarly.
Thank you, Pam. Thank you for that comment, Pam. But so now I don't have to worry about, oh my God, because I get nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a very nervous person. Pam will tell you, Lisa will tell you, Amanda will tell you, probably James will tell you too. But when I hear people, because remember that time I told you about my intuition and we had to get out, I had to get out. Well, when we were leaving, so they blocked me in and they backed up and said, hey, where's the party? I'm like, what party? And see, that's what I'm talking about. They were like already half lit. So I don't like to be around people that I don't know at night. So that was my intuition. I missed that. I don't know if it was a question. I don't know if there was any questions because I know we only have 3 minutes left.
That's it. No, everyone's just saying thank you, and you did awesome, and you're the real deal. And it was an honor to have you on tonight. I mean, I seen from the pictures you were posting in the groups, I was like, I got to have her on because she's getting some really good footage.
I appreciate it. This is like my first time like on an interview, and I'm thinking, what am I going to even talk about? Like I've never seen one or anything, but I do love structures. I think I just really love structures. I just love looking at them. I love looking at seeing how they were made, and maybe one day I'll be the chosen one, and I'll be able to actually see one with my eyes. But in the meantime, I'm going to keep on stepping with my little old Canon.
Do you have any
Canon 70D to shoot with?
Kathy, do you have an EMF meter?
I do. I use an EMF meter, and that goes off crazy. That went off a few times, and actually that went off. Okay, because we had the EMF REM pod. We had the REM pod out there, and the EMF. The REM pod went off. The EMF was going off. The EMF, every time a vocal would happen, the EMF would go off. So there's been a lot of good stuff. My YouTube site, it's called
I just posted it. I just shared it.
Oh, you did? Oh, good. Thanks.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember.
You want to share your Facebook? Do you have a Facebook group anyone can check out?
I do have a Facebook group. So come join the Facebook group. Come on. It's Bigfoot World Cryptids and the Paranormal of Central Florida. Come on. We used to go with some great people. And let me tell you something about that site, guys. You can post whatever you want. I don't put up with nothing. If I see something I don't like, I don't warn them. Gone. Bye, Felicia. I'm not 2 years old. I'm not going to say you're gone. I'm done. Now I can handle constructive criticism. But if you're going to come on and bash anybody's hard work, bye, Felicia. I'm not putting up with it.
Yeah. No, that's
I love being in the field, and that's where I love being.
It's all that matters.
Yes. And I thank you for having me on. I want to tell you something. My daughter recently moved to North Carolina. Lives in Mint Hill, North Carolina. So I don't know. She's not a squatter, so I don't know. If I get up there, I can sneak off somewhere. I'm just saying. That's where she lives. I'll be in North Carolina somewhere along the way.
She is 15 minutes from my house.
Are you kidding me?
I used to live in Mint Hill. Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we used to live in Mint Hill.
Well, I'm telling you something. Next time I come up, I'm gonna get with you because I have been up there once. I stayed a week. I didn't know anybody up there did that.
Yeah, we'll all go out, take you to
Oh
the area.
yeah. Oh, I'm
Spots and
excited. I'll be making a trip. Let me tell you something. I work really hard for a living. I have a regular job. If you want to buy a AAA membership, I'm your girl if you live in my area. But other than that, I take a vacation from October to December. I save all my PTO time so I can live in the woods, and then I can go to North Carolina, go for a week and a half. And for
There
the
you
half of
go.
the week, I'm going squatching.
There you go.
Yep.
Well, Kathy, it was a pleasure having you on, and I look forward to seeing more of your post stuff in the groups and whatnot.
Thank you.
And we will do this again sometime in the future when you have more more stuff to share. I'll be glad to
Yep.
have you on again. So
Thank you. Thank
you
you
have a
so
great
much for
night.
having us. And thank you for letting me talk about my team. I have an awesome team. We're really awesome. We have fun. A lot of women, one guy, but James, he just goes along with whatever we do. He's good.
He's overruled by women. He can't have a choice. So it is what
Oh,
it is.
thank you very much, West Coast Dog Man. Great show, brother. You're awesome. Oh, good night, you guys. Thank you so much for making me feel so welcome. I was so nervous, but now I'm okay now.
Good. You're good now. You can go for another hour if you wanted to.
President Kathy, not me. If I won for president, I'll be out with Sasquatch winning for president. That's what I'll be doing.
Heck yeah. Well, Kathy, you have a good night. You could just
Yep.
click out and sign off when we
I don't know
when
how
I
to do that. What do I do?
you
Leave.
just
I got it.
click
Okay.
out.
All right. Talk to you later.
Okay, everybody, that was Kathy. She had a really good stuff, really good evidence. I just wanted to share something real quick. So I posted about this guy, Matt Sullivan. You know, he was missing in Charlotte. They found him yesterday. They found his body. His body was found yesterday in the trails in the woods at the park that he was missing at. So they spent like almost 2 days looking for him, and the last day they found him, which they were on horses and all that. It's just weird that they didn't really mention details about his death or how he died. And that's the same park that's me and Lori did some squatching at, and she saw one. So that being said, just strange that they're kind of seems like it's almost like a cover up because they're not really giving too many details about anything else. But that park is 10 minutes from my house. I could probably ride my bike there in 7 minutes from the greenway trails that connect my house to that park and ride along the creek. So there's a creek waterway, and there might be some kind of underground caverns mixed in with that little area in the woods back there. So who knows? But you all have a good night, and oh yeah, big props to the Paranormal Roundtable for their conference this weekend. Sorry I couldn't make it, but representing with the shirt. So much props to you guys, and everyone else. Y'all have a good night, and take care of yourselves, and God bless. I'm gonna drop out.